we just then said, well, this is it. This is going to be our life charity to support the Institute staff and the children. Initially just here, but of course it's become a nationwide operation. So it was a personal thing, a personal loss, and then we saw the support that was being given here. It's a lifetime commitment from my family. They're good people. They do a fantastic job. The staff are unbelievably dedicated. They do a job, frankly, that I couldn't do. And there is no way I could just give so much of myself to the students, whether it's online or whether it's face-to-face in a classroom. My admiration for the staff here is enormous. And that's what really drives me on. Now that they've gone national and they're supporting mums and dads and children throughout Australia, that's a bigger problem and it needs more support from people like myself. Well, you've got big challenges ahead in rebranding, relocating, but you know, I think you'll take that in your stride. Not that you've had relocation before, you've had growth. When we started our garden show here, half these buildings weren't here. That was back in the 80s and 90s. So, the staff have accommodated, and the whole operation has accommodated that growth. But now you've got a relocation, which is a huge challenge. But I think really the biggest challenge is to expand even further nationally, because there are children that we know are not being connected to the benefits of what can happen here. And for their lives and for their education and for their comfort and support for the future, we need to spread even further nationally, which is, I think, the biggest challenge. But I think we need to sell the message even further. And I've got a few surprises up my sleeve for next year that'll help maybe do that. It's a very exciting time ahead. There's going to be some great changes. Aussies tend not to like change, so be prepared for change would be my message to the staff. But be aware that the whole community in Australia, once they become aware of the work that the staff are doing, you've got 110% support.
One of the key principles of our brand is progress for humanity. It's not a tagline, but it's something that we really stand for. And I think that really aligns well with what you guys do. Not as important as what you guys do, but progress for humanity is very important, and we think that alignment is incredibly good for us. While the motivation's really strong, I think that's indicated by the fact that we're about to pass the $10 million mark overall for Hyundai Help for Kids donations over the last 7 years. And where the number is an indicator of motivation, what really motivates us is the work that you guys do and supporting that. That's incredibly important to us. I'd like to see more investment in technology. I think that is something that we'd be very interested in supporting. Any kind of technical breakthrough that you guys are looking at that we can support, that's where we're interested, and we think that there's a real possibility there. Well, I hope growth, and I hope an extensive growth in what you guys do and what we do. I know that funding's very difficult to come across, and that's why we're here. I know governments are stretched, so we're looking at building the partnership as best we can and supporting you and making sure that people know what you do, what you guys do. It's just humbling to look at what you guys do and the difference that you make in the community, and what we do is support you, and that's important, and also letting people know, letting our customers know what you do is important. So I guess from a cold, hard clinical point of view, it's good for our brand, but the most important thing is what you guys do and making sure we support you. I don't think there's any limit to it really. I wouldn't like to put a limit. We've done a lot so far. I mean, the tele school was really good and we've had great volunteering opportunities as well. The partnership is strong. So I think that anything's possible, and I think the partnership will last a long time. Thank you. Well, what an amazing job you guys do. And working in the car industry, all we do is build cars, you know. You guys are really making a difference. So brilliant work, keep it up, and the support will continue for a long time.
I think they can keep developing, they can keep getting better. I would love to see the day where they have cochlear implants that replace ears, that sit inside the head, that just work automatically and adjust to all sounds in a better way. And I think with the good scientists that are working on those sorts of things, I think that's going to happen. I don't have to worry about my grandchildren inheriting the problem that I've got with my ears, because I know that the future for them is going to be great whatever it is, they've got options, they've got hope, and it's just going to get better. And the future's just limitless. It's awesome.
Technology is really important. It's a very, very useful way of helping to level the playing fields of me in the classroom, and also just a very good tool in making me independent in life and school and pretty much every part of my life. I think that technology is a very important thing to be working towards, sort of thing. So I think that like looking for new ways to innovate technology, sort of thing, even like produce apps to make it easier and more accessible for people to use. Just like I think that technology is a very important thing to focus on.
It's time to challenge what's next.
It's time to challenge what's next.
It's time to challenge what's next.
It's time to challenge what's next.